Hey guys, how's it going? This is Cardfight Destiny, and yay, my audio is so much better now! I finally found my mic. But anyway, I'm here today to do a deck profile on, and just before I get to the deck profile, normally I would wait a little bit longer, but I'm only one card short of actually having, 3 cards short of actually having this deck complete. So I decided to say screw it, and I'm going to do the deck profile anyway, and explain what cards are missing through the deck profile. But I'm here today to do a deck profile on, and yes, the mat and the sleeves must have confused you, even though you can read titles. My deck profile is the newest update to Link Joker. All of you should have seen this coming, knowing me that this deck would be updated as soon as possible. Anyway, to start things off with, unfortunately I cannot sing the fucking horse song anymore, and I'm so sad. But as the farewell to fucking horse, we have the new starting Vanguard, Involution, Star-vader, Carbon skill. You put him into the soul. If your opponent has a locked card, search your deck for up to 1 grade 1 card with Star-vader in its card name, not named, 1 grade 1 or less card with Star-vader in its card name, not named Involution, Star-vader, Carbon. Call it to rearguard circle and shuffle the deck. That part with the not his name in there is basically to prevent you from shoving him into the soul, to call out another one, to shove into the soul, to call out another one, so you can't just spam your soul, spam him to get your soul filled up a lot more. Really good for getting out very key cards that I will explain further into this deck. On to triggers, just to get them out of the way. I run 2 Star-vader Spark Dolls. I finally found my Spark Dolls. I run 2 Star-vader Weiss Soldats. I run 4 Star-vader Apollonel Dragons. And the newest addition to the family, 4 Star-vader Paradigm Shift Dragons. Paradigm Shift Dragon's skill, you put him on top of the deck. If you have a Vanguard with Star-vader in its card name and your opponent has a locked card, you choose up to one of your opponent's rear guards in the back row, lock it, and then shuffle your deck. So yay for trigger recycling without needing to use Legion. And then of course, the lovely Tellurium as my 4 heal triggers. I run 12 crits and 4 heals. I am Salty McSackbutts. On to grade 1s. I run 4 Barrier Star... Oh, that's a lie. I run 3 Barrier Star-vader Promethiums, and 1 Refusing Deletor Evils. I still haven't gotten myself a 4th Promethium. No, that is not one of the cards I'm missing. Well, technically it is, but I'm fine with running 1 evil, because I'm evil like that. I need to die. I run 2 Destiny Dealers, because Stride Enablers. I run 2 Star-vader Chaos Beat Dragons, because 22k Vanguard swings with Chaosbringer, and 37k if I stride over Chaosbringer. Now, onto the cards that I'm missing. I'm currently running 2 Palladiums in the deck. These are supposed to be charcoals. I refuse to pay the price that people want on the internet for charcoals. I'm trying to find where I put my damn charcoals. I cannot find for the life of me where I put my charcoals. So until that or a friend of mine I can finally meet up with a friend of mine to get my charcoal, to get the charcoals that I am buying from him, I'll be running 2 Palladiums in this deck because for extra lock and soul, because Palladium combo is still nice. And then of course I run 4 Space Mikus, Turmoil, Star-vader, Zinc. Zinc skill for the uninformed. You put her into the soul. If you have a Vanguard with Chaos in its card name and your opponent has a locked card, countercharge 2, soul charge 2. Space Miku. I'll have a picture of her up, so a better image of her up, so you can see what I mean when I say Space Miku. On to grade 2s. I run 3 Star-vader Colony Makers. Continuing on with old cards. Colony Maker skill. You counterblast 1. You put her. When she's placed onto rearguard circle. If you have a Link Joker Vanguard and your opponent has a locked card, you may pay the cost. If you do, search your deck for up to 1 grade 1 or less card with Star-vader in its card name, call it to rearguard circle and shuffle the deck. Basically, once again, good for getting out key cards you need for certain situations. Like getting a stride, almost a stride Nebula. Getting out, say, other carbons if you run more than one carbon. Getting out paradigm shift dragons, or getting out your stride, almost a stride Nebula again. Your limit break enablers. Like always, I run 4 Photons. Companion Star-vader Photon. Good for getting you the key cards you need. I mean, not getting you the key cards you need, the key locks you need, and 2 Confettis. For those of you who do not know what a Photon does, for whatever reason, when this unit is placed on rearguard circle, if you have a Vanguard with Star-vader in its card name, and your opponent has a locked card, choose one of your opponent's rearguards and lock it. And last but not least, I run 4 Disorder Star-vader Irons. Iron skill. He's an 11k attacker if you have a Vanguard with Chaos in its card name. And his other skill is Counterblast 1 when this unit is placed on rearguard circle. If you have a Vanguard with Chaos in its card name, and your opponent has a locked card, you pay the cost. If you do, choose one of your opponent's rearguards and lock it. Now, here's the one thing I don't really like about Iron, is the fact that he needs to Counterblast, the opponent needs to have a locked card, and need a Vanguard with Chaos in its name for it to work. In all honesty, I feel that... Sorry about that real quick. If you heard that, that was my headset wanting to auto shut down because it's heard no audio in the background. But anyway, like I was saying, I feel that if they wanted to have the Chaos restriction, then it shouldn't require the opponent to have a locked card. If they wanted to have the Counterblast restriction, it shouldn't have the Chaos restriction. If they wanted to have the locked card restriction, then it either shouldn't have the Counterblast restriction or it shouldn't have the Chaos restriction. There's too many restrictions, in my opinion, for him, overall. Because he's too specific, he needs a Counterblast, and he needs a locked card. I really feel that they hurt the deck just a little bit with that. Anyway, getting onto my grade 3s, I run 1 Confetti Star-vader Blaster Joker. Only reason I run him at all is just in case I have to deal with other Legion decks still. Punch Dragons, to an extent Diablo, Daikaiser, Vermilion. He's mostly there just to deal with those decks. Otherwise, he's purely just there for Star-vader and for the predicament where I'm about to deck out and I do need to perform Legion real fast. I run 3 Star-vader Chaos Beat, almost said Chaos Beat, Star-vader Chaosbringer. Chaosbringer's skill, Limit Break, Counterblast 1 at the beginning of your opponent's main phase. If your opponent has 2 or more locked cards, you may pay the cost. If you do, search your deck for up to 1 card with Star-vader Chaosbreaker Dragon in its card from your deck. Write it as stand, excuse the bells by the way, and shuffle your deck. Counterblast 1 card with Star-vader in its card. When this unit is placed on Vanguard circle, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose up to 1 rear guard in your opponent's back row and lock it. He's good for a couple things that I'll get into in a couple of moments. And then, of course, 4 Big Daddy Star-vader Chaosbreaker Dragons. For all of you who do not know what Chaosbreaker does, I'm ashamed at how many times you've watched me review a Chaosbreaker Dragon-based deck at this point, and don't know what he does. Limit Break! Soul Blast 1 card with Star-vader in its card name. During your opponent's end phase, when an opponent's locked card is unlocked, you may pay the cost. If you do, retire that unit, and draw a card. Counterblast 1. Choose a card with Star-vader from your hand and discard it. Choose one of your opponent's rear guards and lock it. This ability cannot be used for the rest of the turn. No, unfortunately, none of my Chaosbreakers are the God Pack. Yeah, I'm still sad about that. So, on to my G units. I have 3 what is supposed to be 4 Death Star Vader Chaos Universe. This is in there literally as just as a placeholder for the 4th one. The 3rd one in here is literally in there as the flip target for Blizza. What Chaos Universe does, and I'll leave Blizzard to the side to explain him for those who don't know. What Chaos Universe does, Counterblast 1 and G Persona Blast, meaning flip a copy of himself in the G Zone. If you have a heart card with Chaos in its card name, choose up to one of your opponent's rear guards. Your opponent chooses a card from his or her hand, puts it on rear guard circle face down as locked, as a locked card. If your G Zone has 2 or more face-up cards, choose up to one of your opponent's rear guards and lock it. I'm getting tongue-tied. It is 2:10 in the morning and I'm doing this video. So basically, you go into him. If you go into him second, you get to lock an extra card. Otherwise, basically you just go into him to lock a card from the opponent's hand. This is good for annoying the opponent, for forcing out locks and all that good stuff. Blizza! Counterblast 1, flip up any G unit, and he gets plus 5k for every face-up G unit. Basically, if you want, you can go into him first to set up for Chaos for Chaosness. Next up, I run 2 Admiral Crunch, Nebula Dragon, Big Crunch Dragon. Once per turn, Counterblast 1, flip up a copy of himself in the G Zone, Omega lock and Omega lock a column. I run 1 Judgement Messiah. Judgement Messiah, when its attack hits a Vanguard, choose one of your opponent's rear guards in the back row and lock it. And last but not least, I run 1 Amnesty Messiah. A newbie to this deck. Amnesty Messiah. You Counterblast 1. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose any number of locked cards, unlock them, and this unit gets plus 3k for each unit unlocked until the end of that battle. If the number of units unlocked is 3 or more, this unit gets a crit. Basically, he's in there to deal with mirror matches and nothing more. If I'm fighting another Link Joker deck, he comes out and unlocks all my cards and makes them sad face because they locked all my cards, and now I've just gained beef because of it. And if you think you can cheeseball out a kill on the opponent, you can go into this. Lock to start a lock with one of their cards. Stride into this. Call 2 of these. Call that in a Photon. Lock 2 more cards, and then go in for the swing to try and kill the opponent. If you think you can pull off a winning kill with this crit pressure. But otherwise, I would highly not recommend doing that unless you 100% are sure your opponent doesn't have a perfect guard and you can kill them that turn. So that's pretty much this deck in a nutshell. Yes, I know a couple of cards are missing, like I said in the video. The lineup is a little weird, mostly just because of him. But overall, I can't wait to start messing around with this deck more. I just literally finished it today. Well, I just literally got it ready today. So I haven't done much playtesting with it. But the Chaos deck is a very powerful deck in this meta right now. Especially now that Ripples are gone. Or, well, they're not gone, but they have been weakened thanks to Odysseus being, essentially nerfed down to 2. So, overall, I can't wait to play this deck now. Hopefully I can, mess around with it tomorrow, because I might go to my locals tomorrow as of this recording, because this recording is Saturday at 2:13 in the morning, and I have locals on Saturdays. So, this is Cardfight Destiny signing out, and I will see you all next time, people. Peace.